So I'm sommelier. I'm at BARC.
Oh, Somalia, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, great. And where are you now?
I'm BARC, Baba Atomic Research Center.
BA Baba Atomic Research Center
PhD student.
as a
Just
P.
joined as a PhD student.
Yes, because few days ago only I was seeing to LinkedIn, and from there I got like you are still looking for a position. Now you have got a very good position. What is your topic like?
And they have not revealed the topic yet because tomorrow is
Okay,
only
you
the
have the
inauguration
coursework
program.
and all other thing that to be done. There will be orientation
Yes,
happening. I think
yes,
so. Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
Anyone with Vishwa Gandhi, your senior in the same lab, who is now doing her postdoc? Like,
I don't know.
okay, you can search for her.
As a yeah, yeah.
But that's a very good lab. Lots of papers, lots of publication, lots of patents. You will be getting very early.
Yes, ma'am.
Any lab in Bark.
Okay,
And who
ma'am.
else is there? Who else is there?
From the alumni, I mean, the people whom you might know, there are only we two right now who are working with the community, but we have new people from CMB as well. So Bhakti and Vaishnavi,
No worries, no worries.
and Pushti was the alumni of environmental department
Okay,
from MSU. Yeah.
okay.
So, and we also have Siddhi, your student.
No worries. Sunday, it's kind
Yeah,
of long weekend,
yeah.
small vacation because of election. Monday,
Oh,
nobody
really?
will be going. Yeah, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, Tuesday, we are having election in Gujarat.
Ah, okay, okay, I see.
So,
Election seasons are always holidays.
yeah, election. It's fine. We know
Yeah.
what is our fate here in India, and
No, I would still strongly say that in India we have a very good opportunity for doing research, because if we see any other countries who are like economically at same stage like India, getting considering all the situation, we are doing far more better than other
yeah,
countries.
yeah, no doubt about it. That's what I'm telling you because this election is going to be very good because
Yeah,
really now we know what is the fate of the India. The way that
that's
things
true.
are happening, the Gandhinagar is coming up with research hub.
Yeah, yeah,
GSBTM GBRC started with some initiative and now
yeah.
they are having big buildings and
Uh-huh.
coming up with complete research facility. So
That's
that was
really good.
somewhat lacking.
Yeah. Yeah, in Gujarat especially, because we whenever we had to do some mass spec or flow cytometry or some important experiment, we had to always go to IIT Bombay or
Correct,
somewhere
correct,
near.
correct. But now things are getting little bit easier and now it's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really good.
Just a moment,
No,
just a
no
moment.
problem, ma'am.
Yeah, it's fine.
So it's time to start the event
Yeah,
now,
sure.
ma'am. So I would request one of my colleague to introduce you. We have prepared a short introduction, and just for your notice, we have all our participants on our YouTube live. So, since we had some technical glitches earlier during COVID as well, we have like ran some attack and everything on Google Meeting. So we decided to keep our, because we cannot control the registration numbers. We get like sometimes 200, 300, and we never know who has done who is whom, right? So we keep everybody on YouTube, and here only the members who are closed ones and the team members are here. So the participants are on YouTube, and yeah. So now I would request
For
Bhakti
your
to,
invitation, Dario. Thank you
no
for your
problem.
invitation.
Yes, definitely. I would surely visit you when I come again.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
It's your place only.
of course.
You are born and brought up there only,
That's true. That's true. So, Bhakti, please kindly introduce Dr. Devjani Banerjee for today's event.
So,
Yes, sure. Hello, ma'am. Hello, everyone. So, let me quickly introduce our today's speaker, Dr. Devjani Banerjee, an esteemed scholar and seasoned professional in her field. She completed her bachelor's in 2001, master's in 2003, and PhD in 2008, all from Gujarat University. She worked as visiting lecturer at the Department of Biochemistry, CU Shah College of Science from 2003 to 2007 and as a senior research fellow at Gujarat Council of Science City under DBT and DST from 2007 to 2008, assistant professor at Department of Integrated Biotechnology, Aribas, affiliated to Sardar Patel University from 2008 to 2016, and temporary assistant professor at Dr. Vikram Sarabhai Institute of Cell and Molecular Biology, the MS University of Baroda from 2018 to 2021. Currently, she is working as an assistant professor at Department of Biotechnology School of Science, GSFC University. Her expertise lies in plastic degradation, antimicrobial peptides, fungal toxins, computational tool, and drug resistance. Dr. Devjani Banerjee's research topic was studies on the effect of ochratoxin on different organs in mice and its amelioration by Emblica officinalis extract. She is also a member of several different scientific communities. She also received Gaurav Puraskar for the work done in plastic degradation in 2013. She also understands the importance of science and communication and is active in motivating students to pursue research in career in research. She is a strong, confident, family-oriented woman and also a great parent. With this warm welcome, I now request Daddy to continue.
thank you, Bhakti.
Thank you, Bhakti, for the wonderful introduction that she digged out from everywhere.
Yeah, it's there, website.
Yeah, on also everywhere. Yeah. So thank you, Bhakti, and thank you, ma'am. So let's start with the today's event with exciting questions that I prepared for you today. Let's see how it goes. And so usually when we start events, it takes like 2 hours and also 3 hours, but we would try to keep it like within 1.5 hour time frame. Otherwise, like last time I remember the last to last event that we did with one of the assistant professor, Dr. Parth Pandya. He also was an alumni from zoology department, and it took like almost 2 hours with him. But people were there. Like we almost had like 80 to 90 people listening to him at that time. So let's see today. Okay. So to start with, I would like to like ask you a very simple question that maybe nobody would have asked you in this moment when you are already a professor now and a PI. But I would like to ask you that what initially sparked your interest in research, that like when did you thought that I want to do research, that I would say that something, a moment in your bachelor's, master's, or maybe even before that.
Standard 7th,
Mm-hmm.
I got selected for state level science exhibition and I was in KV. So, getting into KV and doing certain things is very easy.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
have to clear school, you have to clear zonal, and you are in state.
Yeah.
There, my research topic was psychophysical parallelism.
Uh-huh.
And at that time, I remembered one scientist from ISRO he visited.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he asked me a few questions. And then, he just told me that, do you have any idea regarding research or something like that? Because psychophysical parallelism was more of physics rather than that of biology. So I don't know, but I like explanation. And during that time, I used to be a topper in my school. So he told that, why don't you come to my chamber and we will have a word. So it never happened there, because when scientists do visit, they get carried away with
Hmm.
research, what young people are doing, students doing,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then when they go to their office, they forget. And we were not having WhatsApp, or we were not having any kind of email kind of thing. I'm talking about 1991, 92. But that particular aspect always
Hmm.
keep my things on. That he
Yeah.
told me something. There is some research kind of thing happening.
Yeah.
And then it was like, just I told my father that this was the discussion today I had. So my father, once in a week always used to give me something. Times of India,
Hmm.
that you wanted to know something regarding research, this has happened.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
was not bio, it was all about in general.
Hmm. Hmm.
Whenever you want to read something, you have to research.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in standard 12th, the final presentation was, we were making some models and all other thing, and gene
Yeah.
cloning,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was like Dolly just got into
Ah,
the
yeah.
picture.
Yeah. I think
19,
in 90s.
yeah, 1996 I'm talking about. And that too also my father gave me the idea from a paper only.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
now it was like, I presented, I got 100 out of 100. There was a team. But there were few questions in my mind, that is it possible?
Mm-hmm.
How to,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So the leftover spark, once again, it reignited my intuitions. And then I was knowing that what I to do. But then you believe me, I just want to add here something extra.
Mm-hmm.
Those sparks were a little bit half-hearted, because 11th and 12th, from 9th, I was getting prepared for NID. And
Uh-huh.
11th and 12th was the time when I was totally into, NID ka preparation at National Institute of Design. So I
Oh.
was drawing, I was sketching, I was getting awards. I never
Uh-huh.
thought that I'll be joining academics.
Uh-huh.
After
Uh-huh.
12th, NID was the passion, you know. Then, like, after sometimes I realized that this is not the way, somewhere I'm better in some other thing other than that of design.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I saw NID, I saw drawing, I saw so many innovative things.
Mm-hmm.
But I never saw that community,
Mm-hmm.
with whom
Mm-hmm.
I'll be
Yeah.
taking my future ahead. So I was not happy with the community, and I thought,
Mm-hmm.
no, I am from an academic background, and let me restart the things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it was like basic studies, research, it came.
Good. So wanted to go to design and then landed up in microbiology. But
Yes.
but did you ever made designs with the Petri plates? Because like many of them,
No,
maybe
no,
you can
no,
still try.
no, 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 no. No, Dharya, I was very much, I was very much confined with
Mm-hmm.
monochrome,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
where I used to do lots of charcoal drawing,
Mm-hmm.
black and
Mm-hmm.
white.
Wow.
Yes, multiple shades, and
Uh-huh.
after all, you have got gray and white left in
Yeah.
your life.
Yeah.
So always I wanted to do that particular thing. I never
Great.
thought of all those things. Crow quill, different type of pen, different type of shades. And someday I'll send you, few of my drawing
Please.
what I did in 94, 96.
Yeah, I
So,
would I would definitely love to see because my father also used to paint a lot. Like he still paints. Sometimes there are like workshop for employees in GSFC as well, and he still
okay,
goes
okay.
to do
Now I
this.
don't paint. My
Of
hand
course,
shakes.
but now
Yeah.
you can try once.
Yes, I know. I do sometimes. I do sometimes,
Yeah,
when I have to finish my kids' homework. So I have to paint, you know. But that thing is gone now. Because
that's
somewhere
true.
now I feel that if I sit for a paper, I write a review, or I do something,
It's much.
then that is going to give me some better perspective rather
That's
than that
true.
of painting. But yes, when I'm
Yeah,
not good, then I have got that urge that let's paint.
yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. And so after you entered for your bachelor's or master, like bachelor's, Did you ever thought that you'll become a PI at that point?
Okay. In till 8th and ninth, I was topper in my class. I was doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Ninth onwards, the drawing, took a toll in my career.
Mm-hmm.
Studies, betrayed studies and marks betrayed me. Because I was having always that confidence that yes, I can make it. But ninth and 10th is something, where you get up with numericals and maths and all
Mm-hmm.
other things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there, in my life, I have never been to any tuitions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you have got maths, biology, everything. You are dealing with all the four subjects, no tuition.
Yeah.
I managed. And when I managed that, when I was clear, I don't want to go to drawing, I came to a point where I was having very less marks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, with this marks, Gujarat board, state board, you can get into, engineering, but mine was not like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I got in some Modasa plastic engineering, I left and I joined BSc.
Mm-hmm.
BSc just to with one particular thought there, yeah, that something I didn't did justice to my, you can say, normal regular studies, particularly physics and chemistry when I was in 11th and 12th.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I thought, okay, BSc not that much bad, the faculties were good.
Mm-hmm.
But in my life, I'm fortunate for one particular thing. Any college, any university, A grade, B grade, C grade, but my faculties were good. I don't know, like how come it didn't happen that much, where
Mm-hmm.
you get good faculties.
Mm-hmm.
And I started reading once again BSc, and the very first, uh, you can say, concept note I wrote when I wanted to do some training,
Mm-hmm.
just like my father once again told that uh, King's College is asking for interns, for 1 month, and
Mm-hmm.
that is going to be a sponsored program.
Wow.
And the government has asked for 20 students, and I was getting gold medal there in Chiusha and all other thing. And
Oh.
yeah, BSc to MSc, BSc I did in biochemistry.
Yeah. Yeah.
For 2 years, I was with faculties biochemistry where all of them were postdocs.
Mm.
My three faculties out of five faculties were from MSU, postdoc from England,
Yeah.
and they were doing service of teaching in that particular college. So they
Mm-hmm.
were full with concept. What they used to teach us, glycolysis, is marvelous. Nobody can teach you the structure of pyruvate dehydrogenase, three components and all the small elements, how NADH is different than that of FADH2.
Oh
So
yeah.
I was pretty clear, that biochemistry I want to stick to. But that particular moment was, okay, why not to apply for that? And there I wrote my first antimicrobial resistance phage therapy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And this
that's
was
where.
my father, yeah, who told that you can write a concept note. And I was not clear,
Yeah.
what to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was not having anything. So beside that particular article, where the
Mm-hmm.
advertisement was there in Times of India, on the top of that, it was like, phage therapy is a
Oh.
real treatment which is going to replace antibiotics for AMR. So I
Mm-hmm.
started reading. And there in 2001, 2002, Google, it was very tough. 2001, we were the earthquake batch.
Mm.
जैसे आप लोग कोविड के शिकार हो, हम लोग earthquake के शिकार हुए.
I see.
So things were closed. जनवरी में earthquake हुआ, हम लोग थर्ड ईयर में है, हमारा एग्जाम अप्रैल से है,
Oh my
हमें
God.
कुछ पता नहीं मार्च तक क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा. आप अप्रैल में एग्जाम दोगे भी या नहीं दोगे, ऑल सॉर्ट ऑफ डायलेमास हैपनिंग. कोर्सेस वर लेफ्ट. हमें कॉलेज में बुलाया जाता था, 5वें माले पे कॉलेज था, अर्थक्वेक के शॉक्स आते थे, हम भाग भाग करके नीचे आते थे, फैकल्टीज भी आती थी. But it was fun, it was fun. Everybody were dedicated. I
Mm-hmm.
told you I was always having a very good team with me. No,
Mm-hmm.
and in the month of May, I wrote that particular article. Uh, My exams got over, and then King's College से मुझे आया था reply. तब hard copy भेजा था. Hard copy में ही reply आया था. Still I am having that with me.
Uh-huh.
Presently, you have cleared the first round of scrutinization, but we cannot go for second round of scrutinization because we are having 3 to 4 candidates who are having equal weightage. So
Oh.
at this moment we will look for a lab, जहाँ पे उसका demand है, and
Hmm.
unfortunately वो आप नहीं हो, समझे आप?
Yeah,
एक
yeah, yeah,
बार में
yeah.
जरूरत नहीं था उनको, उस टाइम पे भी फैटी लीवर पे जरूरत था. तो
Okay.
मुझे बोला कि next year you can apply.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So that was the point where I came to know that I'm not that much blunt. Maybe I'm not
Hmm.
from IIT or I'm not from a big university, but my knowledge is not that much blunt.
Hmm.
And so that was the first moment, where I thought that the first project what I'll be writing will be
Would be on aim.
related to AMR.
That's super good. So that's how the story started. So my next question was that why did you choose microbiology? But you already answered it.
I was never a microbiologist. I was a biochemistry.
Ah, okay, okay.
I was a biochemistry, and that was the point where I hit actually.
Uh-huh.
How come I entered into microbiology?
Uh-huh.
That microbiologists are very good with so many things: bacteria, kingdom,
Yeah,
classification.
yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
about the genetic element?
Hmm. I
And
see.
biochemistry, as it was getting, with biotechnology,
And
lots of
everything
genomics
wider.
and proteomics coming in and this thing. And everywhere I was seeing that it's a bacteria, you do any kind of thing, it's a bacteria. So I have to do the morphology and I have to. So Shiyusha, when I was in MSc, I did my MSc in 2003,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm,
And like I completed my MSc in May 2003, and I got my PhD before that. My
mm-hmm,
position was secured by Gujarat University before that.
uh-huh,
Because once
uh-huh.
again, I was doing good in academic,
Yeah,
getting gold medal and all other
yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah.
The very first thing is that if I'm having passion for microbiology, then how to start, right?
Ah, mm,
And you have to work with microbiology or on microbiology.
yeah, yeah, that's
So
true.
I started teaching in Shiyusha as a visiting faculty
Uh-huh.
microbiology.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so
And
that's how you started reading as well.
yes. You cannot be microbiologist in a day. You cannot be
That's true.
microbiologist in your, yeah. And
That's,
then it was like I selected all those subjects which was giving me a better correlation. Amino acid ka structure, to
yeah,
be a C2 student,
yeah.
protein ka structure to BSc 2 student,
Uh-huh.
genomics and proteomics BSc 3,
These
and
students.
then microbiology getting the genetic elements. So this is how I made the entire thing.
That was
And my
really
PhD was in Aspergillus
yes,
socraceus. So once again, it was a microbiology.
yes. So now I still remember your class where you were teaching translation and all the steps, and I could still remember it. But you were talking about NADH and FADH. I was like, yeah, yeah, I remember it. Though I was
Also,
not a topper student, I was really not good with marks, but I was there. Yeah, more or less, I could do it.
but if we will ask ourselves now, it's still a question mark that do we really know electron transport chain, or do we
That
really know the structure of NAD,
that's
FAD?
true. That's
Why
true.
NAD has got single hydrogen, why FAD has got two hydrogen. So
Yeah,
these are the questions,
that's
which is
true.
there in Ledinger, of course, but you have to read and you
Yeah,
have to remember that kind of thing. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. So since you mentioned about your PhD, I still remember when you told me that your PhD topic was a very rare topic and nobody was working on it.
correct,
so,
no
so,
doubt
so,
about
yeah, yeah, yeah. So would you like to talk a little bit about your PhD and especially what challenges did you face during your PhD and how did you manage to get through them? First of all, starting with getting the samples.
there. I want to address one thing to
Mhm.
you all, that still I'm the PhD holder in the university with a very little time,
Ah,
3 years.
3
two and
years.
half. Yeah, 2.5. My
Hmm.
experiment got completed,
Oh my God.
and 3 years. I submitted my synopsis. 3.5. I was awarded.
Oh, that's also not
2000,
possible here.
2008. Yeah, it's 2003 to 2008. If you count on your fingers, it's
Yeah,
4 years,
yeah,
something like that. But
yeah,
you have to count that registration, getting
yeah, yeah,
synopsis, getting viva. These are the junk period, which cannot be counted
yeah, yeah, yeah.
in that particular thing. My typical working tenure was, 2.5, and I worked
Mhm.
like a dog.
Yeah, of course.
seven 7 to 11, you know and in between
Definitely.
I was managing visiting faculty Shiyusha Science, where I
Mm-hmm,
used to
mm-hmm,
take 1 or 2 lecture daily, and
mm-hmm,
I was
mm-hmm.
teaching some other students, who were preparing for at that time PMT and all other things, just to
Mm-hmm.
get few money,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
because in
of
our
course.
time PhD hardly, we used to get very little amount from the department.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So PhD, it goes like that. I was in MSc second year, and yeah, you see lots of teachers and lots of faculties. One thing I want to tell you honestly, first of all, boys. When boys are of 20 to 23 years old, they are attracted towards, beautiful faculties.
That's true.
That's good. And when a girl is of 20 to 23 years old,
Mhm.
they are also driven to the best, possible handsome male faculty which is there in the university. And that
Absolutely.
is how, like Verma sir, he taught us anatomy and physiology.
Uh-huh.
What
Uh-huh.
we were having is a core paper in our biochemistry
Mm-hmm.
MSc.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
muscle physiology and all other thing.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you should know anatomy and physiology, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
used
Yeah.
to get it with Guyton, and we used to study a lot.
Yeah.
So he was the faculty, and like I was in Viva, and he was my faculty.
Mm-hmm.
So he just asked me, Devjani, what do you want to do? I told him that, sir, I have applied for Torrent Pharmaceutical. At that time, the very first, interview what came up with Torrent Pharmaceutical. I'm talking about 2003.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
2002 was the one where they were planning to have a pharmaceutical department, Torrent
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Pharmaceutical. So 2003, they floated like MSc biochemistry. They are
Mm-hmm.
preferring in R&D,
Mm-hmm.
and once again I applied. So I told
Mm-hmm.
my sir that, sir, I have got one interview in my hand. So it was unfortunately today only I was called, but somehow I have managed it for day after tomorrow. So after this, I'll be taking recommendation letter from you and wait for the interview. So, like, Vipa was happening, and zoology department ke Ramachandran sir. He
Uh-huh.
was a very good friend of my sir. So
Uh-huh.
he was also there.
Uh-huh.
And then my sir, like, he told me, you come to my cabin. And
Uh-huh.
we were there in Vipa sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
So he told, you come to my cabin. And I went to his cabin, and he told, why don't you do PhD?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir, I should get my net done. I should get the topic in which
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But which kind of topic? The microbial toxins. Talk about microbial toxins. Because I was knowing that AMR is not a very common subject what other
Yeah.
people were doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
AMR kind of thing was not happening on all
No.
those days.
Yeah.
They were more into industrial
Yeah.
microbiology, fermentation technology. And I was not that much interested.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
he told them, to whom you will be approaching? I told that, sir, I have approached Institute of Toxicology Research, Lucknow.
Ah.
I have approached, NCL Pune.
Uh-huh.
Any positive feedback? Don't know. Everybody
Mm.
has wrote that you clear your net and then you approach. Very direct. All those interactions were very direct. Nothing was
Mhm.
there. I was
Yeah.
very clear.
Yeah.
So Verma sir told that zoology के है ना सर, वो भी कुछ spider पे करवाते हैं, ठीक है? So you can have a word with him. And
Mm.
spider toxin, oh my God, all those days forensic science and
Mm.
toxicology.
Mm.
And Verma sir used to teach us toxicology too.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
he was a very, kind of faculty, toxicology. LD50 and all other thing, different graphs and in vitro, in vivo test and all other thing. It
Yeah.
was somewhere on his tips. So I
Yeah.
thought, yes,
Yeah.
if he's telling that somewhere I'm going to get good toxicologist in MS University, of course I'll take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then I gave my exam. I never went to Torrent Pharmacy because after finishing my exam, I had a big fight with my father and mother.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
I told my father that I don't want to do a job. I want to do my PhD. My
PhD.
father told, get your net and do your PhD.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was the
Of course.
statement. And then I started, crying and cranky and kind of thing.
Yeah.
So my
Yeah.
mother told that let her let her go to Verma sir. Like
Mm-hmm.
let
Mm-hmm.
me, what she wants to do, we should
Yeah.
support her. My mother supported me like anything. Really. My mother,
Yeah.
I lost my father, of course, in 2018, but
That's sad.
my mother has supported and still she supports me. So I went to Sir and Sir told that, see, these are the things, and here in my lab, I'm doing work on ochratoxin, aflatoxin. So he told me the entire process, like extraction of toxin from a
Mm-hmm.
fungi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These were group 2B carcinogen.
Yeah.
Somewhere policy documents were under preparation by Indian uh,
Authority.
research on cancer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they wanted to have all those, feedback from different communities. So he told that why don't you want to work on this kind of thing? And it was kind
Yeah.
of fascinating. So selection of a topic,
Yeah.
what happened was I was close to microbiology, getting a
Mm-hmm.
toxin out of it, toxicology. I
Mm-hmm.
have to prepare a dose and have to deliver it in a mice. That was
Mm-hmm.
somewhat, hardcore, you can say zoology. All the biochemical estimations,
Mm-hmm.
that is why chemistry,
Mm-hmm.
little bit of cancer biology in that, very raw cancer biology via
Mm-hmm.
histopathology.
I
That,
see.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, because that time we never had flow cytometry or any kind
Huh?
of thing. We were having, the normal histopathology,
Mm.
2006.
Yeah. Oh, no, no
If
for
you,
flow cytometry. Oh my God.
yeah,
I cannot imagine my PhD without flow cytometry.
yeah, exactly. No, no, but later on I did. But at that particular time, it was,
There was. I see.
yeah. And then in vitro studies, and then very raw studies, but basic, he was the person who always used to tell that bang on basic, and then the amelioration with amla extract.
Oh.
So, and it went good. I killed 2000, near about 2000 mice, and after that I left. I never killed a mice with any particular domain because
Only
it was a
cockroaches
bad
at home. Only cockroaches at home. but
if you,
but that's so interesting. Your PhD consisted of biochemistry, also in vivo
yeah,
work,
exactly, yeah,
and then toxins, microbiology, cell culture, everything. And that
yeah,
I would say that's a super planned and a very very well because still PhD I would consider for myself as an academic degree where I
uh,
still have to choose what I do after my PhD. Should I become a professor or an PI or should I go to industry? So at least till PhD, I should have knowledge for everything, and later on, I can still choose a specialization
correct,
in future.
correct.
That's
So
really good.
yeah, and you like challenges. Yes, I was
Yeah,
having challenges. I
yeah,
was not from a very, kind of monetary sound background.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I was a very middle class
yeah,
student, you can say.
yeah.
Uh, my mother, she fell sick
Oh,
for 2 to 3 months in between, and
mm-hmm,
then you have got your senior and juniors. Even though if you are good,
mm-hmm,
your guide is good, but Masad used to be very good. He was
mm-hmm,
so decent, so nice person.
mm-hmm,
And I still remember hardly you'll be getting guide like him. He was a known person. He
mm-hmm.
retired as a dean,
Uh-huh, uh-huh, yeah,
School
yeah,
of
yeah,
Sciences, Gujarat
yeah.
University. Uh, he always used to be on our head when we used to dissect. वो 7 बजे क्लास ले लेते थे, हम लोग 9 बजे आते थे, तो फिर से 9 बजे लैब में एंट्री करते थे और वो देखते थे कि कौन कैसे माइस मार रहा है, टिश्यूज को कैसा कौन प्रिजर्व कर रहा है.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
at the end of the day at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, always I remember he was available. वो हमारे लिए गेट भी बंद करने आते थे.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
always he used to tick certain things. Okay,
yeah,
today you
yeah,
have
yeah.
got 20 readings for catalase, superoxide, dismutase, glutathione, peroxidase.
Mhm,
आपके
mhm.
पास 20 readings है तो उसमें से वो 4-5 ही टिक करते थे. So
I
you
see.
do understand, like the data what were coming out from the lab was very honest.
Mhm,
Single
mhm.
manipulation day, and that was the best thing what I was. So against every odd, when you are having 2-3 good people around you, it works. Then it works.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I
Definitely,
had
definitely.
that kind of big challenge, where somewhere, yes, but when my mother was sick, then I thought of leaving everything and to help out my mother because she was really sick. She
Yeah,
underwent like she had a surgery, and so
that's
yeah,
sad.
that was the bad part. And I thought that I have to leave, after doing so many things. But they are
Oh,
also
God.
my guide and the other good people. I told you, I was surrounded by good people.
Yeah.
So
So either so it's always challenging either professionally or personally, but you have to deal with everything with during that.
but then one thing I want to tell you that I applied to King's College, and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
let me tell you, I never had that I have to go abroad. I should go for this thing and that thing because I was getting what I was. तो पैम्पर होता है ना तो आपके लिए खराब होता है. मैं अपने सर को बोलती थी ना, सर मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे ये करना है. ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू टेल यस यू डू.
Like
वो
it
मेरे
is.
लिए खराब हुआ. वो मुझे इतना एक अच्छे कंफर्ट जोन में पहुंचा दिया ना कि मैंने कभी
Mm.
सेकंड टाइम सोचा भी नहीं कि मैं ये लैब को छोड़ करके आई शुड go and have a word with IIT or
Yeah,
this thing or that thing.
I see, I see, I see. I see. When the boss is super good, you don't think of moving away.
Yes, I'm kind of more guju than a guju, and
I understand that.
I'm fascinated. I cannot leave Ahmedabad. बहुत
That's true.
मुश्किल से मुझे बड़ौदा तक धक्का मारा है मेरे लोगों ने.
No, but that was really good that you came to MSU and we got really good teacher.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, ma'am. So you were talking about okra toxin and about it. Can you tell a little bit about what exactly is okra toxin and how it disrupts, how it infects especially, and how common it is. Is it an S2 or I guess S2, but yeah, I would like to listen it from you a little bit.
Yeah. So let me tell you, the ochratoxin ka concept came
Mhm.
up with a toxin found in Aspergillus ocraceus specifically.
Uh-huh,
And this
uh-huh.
is like the entire history goes with the Balkan Peninsula in
Mhm.
Europe.
Okay.
The people, they were found to have nephrocarcinogenicity. So
Mm-hmm.
there was certain toxicant, which was affecting the kidney typically.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
from there, the research started, 1950s, 60s, and all other thing, and then it came to India. So in
Okay.
India, also similar symptoms were seen in Bhavnagar and other area where groundnuts,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the commodities,
Yeah.
groundnut and cotton kind of
Yeah.
commodities were
Yeah.
very common.
Yeah.
People grow there. And
Yeah.
one of the thing, like when you break groundnut, now you sometimes you will see either it will have black mold or green mold or brown mold. The
Yeah.
green
Sometimes.
mold is Aspergillus parasiticus, the brown is Aspergillus ocraceus. Now
Oh.
these fungi they grow. These fungi they grow in that, and all those the toxins which are being released by fungi, they are lipid soluble.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
these cotton seed and you can tell groundnuts,
They have
they
a
are
lot of lipids.
completely lipid in nature. So
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
got this habit, storing the things.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So, like, this is how the toxin enters into all those things.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
if you see oil, typically,
mm-hmm.
still now, FAO has got that particular norms that you have to find out the fungal toxins, in all those oils,
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
are consuming
yeah,
internationally.
yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. So if contamination is there, then you cannot send to people, right?
Mm-hmm,
You have to take it out from the market. So
mm-hmm,
now when this toxin enters into your body
mm-hmm,
unknowingly, the toxin, ochratoxin, has got half of the part, the chemical structure, has got structure similar to that of phenylalanine.
mm-hmm,
Phenylalanine is you have got carbon, you have got alpha carbon, amino group CH2, and then you have got a phenyl ring.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that is phenylalanine, and half of your ochratoxin looks like
Like
phenylalanine.
phenylalanine. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Exactly. And being lipid soluble,
mm-hmm.
it don't take much time to enter into your cells.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Once
true.
your system is loaded with ochratoxin,
Mm,
it enters into your cells. And
yeah.
then there the competitive inhibition starts.
Mm,
Like phenyl tRNA synthetase, when it is reading mRNA and it is synthesizing peptide,
mm-hmm.
unknowingly it can
Ochratoxin.
allow ochratoxin to get. And if this happens, the
Uh,
chain will be. So the
okay.
most important thing is like it particularly leads to depletion in overall protein content of a cell.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Then the
mm-hmm.
morphological change is happening, leading
Mm.
to carcinogenesis
Yeah,
or
yeah,
tumor.
yeah.
Yes, and it
Okay.
depends on the receptors, the availability of receptors,
Yeah, that's
or
true.
the membrane permeability. And
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you talk about lipid is the last source where body will try to
Utilize.
get rid of all those
Yeah,
toxicants and all other thing for the
that's
system. But that is the
yeah,
also susceptible one where it gets countered with so many toxins and ultimately it affects the kidney.
yeah.
So that is there. And
Mm-hmm,
my study was with respect to kidney, with
mm-hmm,
respect to liver. These were the
mm-hmm.
vital organs. And
Yeah.
along with that, I was doing good studies on reproductive system also, male reproductive system,
Mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
on mice only. That it
Yeah.
also it also leads to carcinogenicity in different areas like
Mm-hmm,
reproductive parts of male,
mm-hmm,
particularly cauda epididymitis, then vas deferens, then seminal vesicle, and also decreases sperm counts and all other things. So
mm-hmm.
this is not a very uncommon thing which was happening in lab. Someone was getting aflatoxin from the saliva of the patients. That was
Oh.
another kind of work which was happening in the lab. Someone was doing work on bisphenol.
Mm-hmm,
Bisphenol is a very typical compound which you are going to get when you keep your things in plastic bottles for longer time. I was having a very good friend who was doing fluoride toxicity study, that how it affects the overall IQ,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
right? The thing was very common. The people,
Yeah.
they were doing that kind of studies, and we were very much interacting. And at that time, sir used to have regular sessions where, so this
Mm-hmm,
is how actually the ochratoxin gets into your body and affects you.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So you mentioned about ochratoxin that it is also you isolate from saliva. So I just wanted to ask you how rare it is. How rare was it to get the patients?
So one of the girl, I don't remember her name. Her father was some HOD in civil hospital, and she used
Mm-hmm,
to
mm-hmm,
manage saliva. So she was working with the part, and like from there she used to get some samples, and then she was having this
mm-hmm,
much the separation unit, and 2 ml of saliva. And typically, we used to have that mixture, chloroform, butanol, and you have
Ah,
to mix it properly.
yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah, yeah.
then what you will do is you will take out the solution, and then
Mhm.
we were having large many chromatography system where
Uh-huh.
so it was quite scientifically. uh, so every time toxins are bounded with so many things,
Yeah,
toxins are
yeah,
not freely available. So
yeah, yeah.
always you have to process that in some solvent
Purify
system,
them.
and then that is going to get into the toxin is going to get into the interface. And once
Mm-hmm.
it gets into the interface of your solvent system, then you have to
Mm-hmm.
take the interface out, and
Mm-hmm.
then you have got other process to take care of it. Take
Mm-hmm.
care of. As she was dealing with very small sample, she was having a way to process. As I
Mm.
was getting my toxin from fungal cultures, scopes,
Fungal
and all
culture.
other things.
Mm.
At a
Mm.
time, I was dealing with 50, 100 ml of solution. It was good for me
Yeah.
that you keep your oxalate apparatus there, and then you do the things, and then at the end of the things, what you will be left will be your toxin. Then you do TLC, and get your toxin. For me, it was little bit
Mhm.
easier than that of her. She took a very
Yeah,
challenging job,
yeah,
and then like the lady who was working with bisphenol and plastic,
yeah.
she was having near about हम उनका ड्रॉयर में हमारे सारे टेस्ट ट्यूब्स कोई ले लेता था. And she was very new, like 6 months, 1 year. तो फिर मैंने एक दिन जल्दी आई तो मैंने उसका ड्रॉयर खोला. हमारे सारे टेस्ट ट्यूब्स उसके ड्रॉयर में छोटे 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 प्लास्टिक. And then I thought what to tell her, because she is doing it somewhat very rituously. So
Mhm.
it was like we were good,
Mhm.
all of us
Mhm.
were good,
Mhm.
and so those were the tricky thing. जो
Yeah.
हर एक मतलब तुम बोल रहे हो ना सलाइवा में से
Mm.
रीडिंग्स, सर का एक मानना था आप डिस्कस करो. कितना रीडिंग आया क्या है वो तभी पता पड़ेगा जब पब्लिकेशन निकलेगा. ठीक है. तो यस दे यूज्ड टू डू.
I see. Yeah, even my boss is. I mean, my boss is getting retired soon, but he was still working till now on glyotoxin.
on on what?
Glyotoxin.
Okay.
He works on glyotoxin, and
For what?
he for human cells, and we investigate that how the cells are dying with what process,
Yes, yes,
and
yes. Because
it's not known yet. And for the first time, he would publish the paper, and he closes that story saying that the cells die through this process
yes,
with
yes,
glyotoxin.
yes, yes. That's a fact actually. While working in that particular lab, I realized that lots of people are working on patulin.
Yes.
Another kind of toxin. And the problem with patulin toxin is that it activates your, ANS and PNS.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
in Hopkins were looking for, that if small dose of patulin can help to elevate your ANS and
Yeah.
PNS,
Yeah.
can it help, Parkinson people to have a
Yeah.
proper simulations with respect to the
Maybe.
entire,
Mhm.
novel. So these are the quite, good kind
Yeah.
of thing. And in my
Yeah.
later years, I worked with ochratoxin. What I did was, two of my dissertation students got their
Uh-huh.
MSc dissertation, SP University.
Uh-huh.
That time we were not CVM University, we were under SP University. So
Mhm.
what I
Mhm.
did was, that can I mutate ochratoxin by giving some UV radiation and all other thing? And can
Mm.
I check that what kind of compound I am getting? I'll follow my own SOP.
Mm.
But
Mm. Mm.
if I get some new thing, because at that time,
Maybe.
as I have entered into AMR and all other thing,
Yeah.
you were
Yeah.
thinking that how new molecules can be generated. So
Yeah.
this was
Yeah.
one of the research I did, that
Uh-huh.
taking ochratoxin to get a
Mhm.
better molecule
Mhm.
for AMR species.
Maybe. So, so you mentioned about your PhD. You have so many ups and downs and everything, but everything went well, and you managed the thing. Like, what? How do you see the young PhD students like me and others pursuing our PhD, and like yours during your time, that you and your other friends were also doing that? So, how do you see? What do you see a difference first of all, and how do you see it like? how do you see a change in the PhD, in pursuing PhD, I would say.
I'll answer your question, but before that, I'll put one story.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Mm, I the first experiment I did was kind of, you know, protein estimation, because we
Mm-hmm.
were knowing that when you measure protein amount
Mm-hmm.
of a treated mice, that is going to get depleted. So
Mm-hmm.
my sir told that, Devjani, after 4 5 days, you will be having you study, you will be sacrificing your first mice.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to have some idea, right? How you have planned your studies, like सब मैंने बता दिया था उनको, but then
Uh-huh.
also वो जानना चाहते थे कि नया क्या है,
Uh-huh.
राइट? तो 2 दिन पहले हमारे लैब में एक नया स्पेक आया था, काफी
Mm-hmm.
उस टाइम पे काफी कॉस्टली स्पेक आया था, बेस लाइन स्कैनर हुआ करता था, तो सर के यूजीसी के फंड से।
Uh-huh.
तो मैंने कहा कि सर, मतलब सब कुछ तो है, तो दिस टाइम आई हैव थॉट दैट आई नॉट गो विद टोटल प्रोटीन. Total
Mm-hmm.
protein you precipitate with some agent, you get total protein. Rather
Yeah.
than that, I'll be going for basic protein and acidic protein. मैं कोई
Uh-huh.
बेस लूंगी, उसमें एसिडिक निकालूंगी, मैं कोई एसिड लूंगी, उसमें बेस निकालूंगी.
Oh.
And one of the research died down. A paper got published in Indian Journal of Experimental Biology way back in
Mm-hmm.
93-94. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
thought कि मैं उसी को फिर से एक बार रीचैनलाइज करूँ, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
When you are using trichloroacetic acid, you have got chances कि आपके basic protein ज़्यादा extract हो,
Mm-hmm.
आपके acidic protein extract ही ना हो. And what about the
Mm-hmm.
neutral protein? So he lied.
Okay.
The problem I did was, ये मैंने discussion जो है सबके सामने कर दिया था, वो मुझे पता
Mm-hmm.
नहीं था what to
Oh.
discuss at when.
Mm-hmm.
That tact I was not having, and it was a problematic thing I did. Okay. तो सर was very clever. Sir was knowing that कुछ नया करूंगी तो 4 लोग दबाएंगे. सर बोले,
Mm-hmm.
ओके देवजानी, आप बताओ, फिर हम कल बात करते हैं. So
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad. And all the way I was going home कि सर ने पूछा, and I have done so many things virtuously, and उन्होंने बहुत सुना नहीं. And then somewhere he ignored because my seniors were there with him. काम कराना होता है तो मेरे से पूछते हैं, और जब seniors भाव नहीं देते हैं, right? I was negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next day I came, फिर से सुबह उठी, and I was like, नहीं नहीं, सर ने बोला है तो कुछ अच्छा ही होगा.
Mm-hmm.
Might be he is having something in his mind and he wants some time to read. मैंने जो पेपर का रेफरेंस दिया वो पढ़ना चाहते हैं. Because we were having very limited chemicals with us, very
Yeah,
limited
yeah.
chemicals. ये सारे बहुत, तुम FADH2 खरीदते थे ना उस टाइम पे, तो वही 25-26 हजार का आता था. आप क्या खरीदोगे? 40-40 हजार के इतने छोटे छोटे केमिकल्स आते थे. You cannot have,
So
all
costly.
those. Yeah, very costly. Biochemical agents,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
agents, the analytical grade or the molecular grade reagents are very
Yeah.
costly. So I came next day and 9 बजे गई, स्पेक ऑन किया. तो मैंने सिर्फ BA से था ना, उसका मैंने सोचा कि ये स्पेक तो मुझे बोला है. I was the one जो उन्होंने पहले ही दिन मुझे टास्क दे दिया था कि आप कल आओ, थोड़ा स्पेक को देखो, जैसे आप लोगों ने सीखा है टेक्निकल टीम से when they came to install, कि आप थोड़ा सा बेसलाइन स्कैनिंग वगैरह देखो. मैंने कहा ठीक है. वो BSA का सॉल्यूशन बना करके बेसलाइन स्कैन करना था. There the first peak I got was at 620. जबकि बचपन से हमने पढ़ा है कि प्रोटीन का पीक जो है 540 या 560 पे होता है. And the peak I got 620 nanometer. Right. Then once again it was 10 o'clock. My sir came after his first lecture. बैठे भी नहीं थे तो मैं भागते हुए गई सर के सामने कि सर वो स्पेक्ट्रो खराब हो गया है, something is wrong. तो सर थोड़े परेशान थे। सर ने कहा देवजानी आई टॉक टू यू लेटर। फिर से मेरे सीनियर्स आगे 11-12 बजे तक। तो फिर मैंने सर को फिर से बोला कि सर कुछ तो गड़बड़ है। मैंने फिर से ट्राई किया। तो सर केम विथ मी एंड ऑल दो सीनियर्स केम विथ हिम और मैंने रीडिंग लिया। और जो पुराने प्रोटीन के सैंपल्स थे सर के खुद के, वही जो सीनियर्स जो सिनॉप्सिस की तैयारी कर रहे थे उनके सैंपल्स मुझे दिए। अभी जो है पीक वही आ रहा था 620, इट वाज नॉट 540 और 560। उन्होंने कभी बेसलाइन स्कैन किया नहीं था।
किया ही नहीं।
कॉपी में लिखा होता है ना कि इतना है, आपको क्लोरोफिल मेजर करना है, आप इतना लेमडा मैक्स ले लो, राइट, आपका ये आ जाएगा। हम लोग ग्रुप करते हैं, हम कभी भी स्टैंडर्ड क्लोरोफिल लेकर के बेसलाइन
नहीं
चेक नहीं
करते।
करते।
नहीं करेगा कोई।
Normally we don't do. I did. I was screwed up because I was challenging to my seniors का 3 साल का काम. Also aflatoxin, and she was a UGC research scholar. Darian, now I want to tell you that you have asked me और juniors को क्या बताना चाहती हो, आप लोगों को क्या बताना चाहती हो. Sometimes you get good result, positive or negative.
Yeah.
बहुत जरूरी होता है चीज को सोचना, when to deliver, what to deliver, whom to deliver, and in front of whom to deliver.
I see.
हमेशा हर कोई चीज डिलीवर करना नहीं होता है, कुछ चीजें अपने पास रखनी होती है। आपको उस पे काम करना होता है, एश्योरेंस लेना होता है और क्वेश्चन पूछना होता है। This is you to decide आप 1 से पूछोगे या 10 से पूछोगे। If you can fix 1 out of 10, that is going to make your work easier. समझ रहे हो? अगर वो सही बोले, अगर आपको वो कॉन्फिडेंस है, मुझे तब वो रीड हुआ कि क्यों वर्मा सर ने मुझे बोला था परसों शाम को कि देवजानी कल सुबह आएंगे और बात करेंगे, क्योंकि उनको पता था कि ये ग्रुप सही नहीं था कि जो साइंटिफिक चैलेंज को उस तरीके से ले, राइट, कि प्रोटीन में एसिडिक, बेसिक और न्यूट्रल होता है, क्योंकि मैं इनडायरेक्टली 2 लोगों के वर्क को चैलेंज कर रही हूँ।
That's true.
Right, that I cannot do. I cannot do. If I am a PI, I cannot allow my junior student to challenge everyone that this, and that.
Because professor would be a neutral.
वो समझना। तो जूनियर्स को मैं बोलूंगी कि आप लोग बोलते हो, आपके एक्सपेक्टेशंस होते हैं, लेकिन सामने वाले के इमोशंस को भी you have to read. You know, you have to read certain things between the lines and all other thing. You have to understand. 620 nanometer. Verma sir ne jab, the second problem I had was 620 nanometer. When he saw that I am having reading 620 nanometer, मतलब आप एक प्रोटीन को जब प्यूरिफाई करते हो, उसको 560 में लेते हो, वो जितना जो है 2.3 मिलीग्राम दे, और वही चीज आप 620 में लेते हो वो 2.6 है। बेसलाइन जो है 620 है, बिकॉज फॉलिन की कैल्टू या ब्रैडफोर्ड क्या बोलता है, द रीडिंग डिपेंड्स ऑन बेंजीन रिंग काइंड ऑफ अमाइनो एसिड, includes tyrosine and phenylalanine.
Yes.
मेरा ऑक्राटॉक्सिन में तो फिनाइलएलेनिन तो प्रॉब्लम था ही। राइट, आपका वो प्रोटीन का रीडिंग ही जो है that is based on the presence of those 2 amino acid in the system.
Yes.
Mine is a problem. I cannot follow 540, 560 wala. I have to have the entire knowledge of baseline and all other things.
Yeah.
ये मुझे फ्रस्ट्रेशन आया। मेरे सर ने बोला I'll get convinced if you have a publication. The first paper I wrote, like, I was challenging to a big community जिन्होंने सालों से फॉलिन की कैल्टू वगैरह डेवलप किया है। एक टोटल प्रोटीन लेते हो और एसिडिक, बेसिक और न्यूट्रल को ऐड करते हो तो वो हमेशा टोटल से ज्यादा होता है। यू डू ओनली प्रोटीन और आप फ्रैक्शन करके लेते हो, देयर इज अ डिफरेंस। बट इट गॉट पब्लिश एट दैट टाइम, द इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर वाज गुड, एक्टा, पॉलिनेसिया, was a drug journal only. And
Mhm,
it got
mhm,
published और उसका impact factor पहले ज़्यादा था, अब तो बहुत ही कम हो गया क्योंकि वो किसी कारण से पोलैंड का जर्नल था बंद हो गया and
mhm.
somewhere, you know. But the paper got published.
I
That
see.
was sure. There was a group of people who really accepted. So
Mhm,
आपको मेरे पेपर में, मेरा जो है इनिशियल पेपर में बहुत टिपिकल पेपर मिलेगा, एसिडिक बेसिक न्यूट्रल प्रोटीन
mhm,
एंड
mhm,
दैट पर्टिकुलर वेवलेंथ का एक्सप्लेनेशन. वो हो
uh-huh,
सकता है कि बहुत, बिकॉज दिस वाज माय सोल पेपर, यू नो,
mhm.
दिस वाज माय सोल पेपर, माय सोल चैलेंज. लेकिन उस टाइम
Okay.
पे मुझे बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स आए. आप जूनियर्स को मैं एक ही चीज बोलूंगी कि जो भी करते हो घुस जाओ, कोई आपके हाँ पे हाँ नहीं मिलाएगा. जब
That's true.
चार लोग ना बोले ना, यू शुड बी कॉन्फिडेंट इनफ दैट यू आर डूइंग गुड. तो
That's
बहुत
true.
जरूरी होता है उस चीज को रखना कि समथिंग यू आर डूइंग गुड, यू नो, समथिंग यू नो बेटर देन देम. दैट इज व्हाई
Yeah,
पीपल
yeah,
आर नॉट, यू नो, एक्सेप्टिंग यू.
yeah.
पीपल कभी आपको एक्सेप्ट करेंगे नहीं, राइट?
Mhm.
अगर आप
Of
उनको
course.
एक्सेप्ट करोगे, राइट?
That, yeah.
ये चीजें जो है, दैट इज व्हाई लाइक सोमलिया वाज देयर एंड आई टोल्ड हिम, आई टोल्ड हिम कि आप जिस लैब में गए हो वो लैब भी फुल ऑफ चैलेंजेस है, बट यू नो, lab in India which is coming up with best papers and patents.
Mhm, mhm.
I do understand politics है, politics को मैनेज करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है,
बहुत
बहुत
ज्यादा
मुश्किल.
मुश्किल होता है.
स्ट्रेस होता है, आप कहाँ पे क्या करोगे आपको कुछ नहीं पता. हमने कुछ 1.5 लाख के टॉक्सिन्स बनाए थे, एनिमल को दिया, प्लेग आ गया, 2003 एपिसोड, 2003 या 4 एपिसोड. सुबह आए तो सारा एनिमल हाउस बंद एंड यू नो
सब कुछ.
वाज,
Everything wasted.
या आपको मन ही नहीं होता है, आगे बढ़ने का मन नहीं होता है. बट वो मैंने मम्मी के साथ झगड़ा किया था ना
Oh
कि,
yeah.
एंड माय मदर टोल्ड माय फादर दैट, यू नो, मैं खुद को तो डाउन कर सकती थी बट मेरी मम्मी को डाउन करना बहुत मुश्किल होता. तो वो
Mm,
सारी चीजें आपके दिमाग में आना चाहिए, मतलब वो सारा चीज रहना चाहिए कि आप किस किस को क्या क्या प्रोमिसेस करके आए हो.
mm,
एंड इफ यू आर ऑनेस्ट,
mm,
आप ऑनेस्टली बोलते हो, सोचते हो, आपके डेटाज ऑनेस्ट है, भले नेगेटिव,
mm,
तो आप उस पे काम करोगे, वो डिप्रेशन से निकल जाओगे या वो चैलेंजेस से निकल जाओगे. एंड
mhm,
अल्टीमेटली यू नो ऑल दोस wonder, this thing, the words, wonderful words which comes from your parents and all other thing. Parents से बड़ा कोई होता नहीं है, आपके लिए वही सोचते हैं, ठीक है. So those things always used to play in my mind कि नहीं, like it's a challenge and
mm.
the most important thing, ये challenge कभी खत्म नहीं होता. मिल जाएगी, लैब मिल जाएगी, आप पीआई बन जाओगे,
That's true.
एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
फिर आप पे बहुत सारे ऐसे रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आएंगे
Mhm,
ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से.
mhm.
आप वही देखोगे, लैब में जो आपके साथ हो रहा था आपके अभी भी लाइफ में वही हो रहा है. द
Yeah, I
ओनली
see.
थिंग इज नाउ यू नो लिटिल बिट दैट,
Yeah,
मेरे केस में नाउ आई नो लिटिल बिट.
yeah.
माय
I
आंसर्स
see.
आर नॉट फॉर ऑल, राइट? एंड
Yeah.
आई कैन नॉट आंसर एवरीवन.
Yes, yes,
आई हैव टू
that's true.
लिसन,
Mm,
I have to listen. And now मैं पहले बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं करती थी मुझे कोई सुनाए, अब मैं पसंद करती हूँ मुझे कोई सुनाए.
mm.
Yes, those are the plus point for me. मैं उससे काम करने लगती हूँ and it gives me fruits, you know, a sweet fruit you can say.
Yeah, I see. So since you mentioned about your whole journey and the people who helped you through your mentor, your guide, and everybody, like what advice would you like to give to again to new people who are starting their PhDs or maybe in masters? That like what is the importance to have like mentor in your life and how do you choose a mentor? Like not just a PhD guide, like not just PhD guide, but someone who motivates you through throughout the process. So how do you choose a mentor? That this
There,
person gives me a correct advice.
it's a
So
trick.
yeah,
It's a trick.
exactly. Yeah.
It's a trick to yourself.
Uh-huh.
I told
Uh-huh.
you, na, I am always surrounded by good mentors.
I see.
You know, right?
So if
When
you
I
are
joined
good,
business,
you would also, if you radiate good energy, then also you
correct,
would find people
correct,
who radiate same energy.
correct. Like when I joined MS University, I was not having anything with MS University.
Yeah,
Never,
yeah,
never.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
typically Ahmedabadi Gujju.
yeah, yeah,
Gujarat University is everything. You ask me
yeah,
about LDIM, I know everything. कहाँ पे
yeah, yeah.
बैठना है,
That's true.
कहाँ पे
Yeah.
चाय पीना है, कहाँ पे क्या है. But ये सब मुझे कुछ नहीं पता था.
Yeah, yeah.
2018 में पता पड़ा. इतना पता पड़ा था कि my things are going to be well taken care by chemistry department rather than that of any other department.
Biology. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, क्योंकि chemistry मेरा एक secondary subject हुआ करता था.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
this selection you have to do, that हमेशा अच्छे बोलने वाले लोग आपके आसपास रहे, वो
mm-hmm.
अच्छे नहीं होते हैं.
I see.
You have to select that who is right and who is wrong.
Mm-hmm,
थोड़ा
mm-hmm.
एनालिसिस करना पड़ता है.
Yeah,
सब आपके
of
हाँ
course.
पे हाँ मिलाएंगे तो वो सही नहीं है. नहीं है.
Yeah, वो तो है.
आपको मेंटोर ओपन होना पड़ेगा.
Mm-hmm,
आप आप what you have to do is you have to listen to them. You have
mm-hmm,
to have a tendency to
mm-hmm,
analyze what they have told to you.
mm-hmm,
If you want
mm-hmm.
to, if you want, you have got 10 people around you,
Yeah,
and if you
yeah.
want to have that idea that out of 10, 2 are the one who is going to help me in my near future.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I'll start my journey with, I'll talk to everyone for 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes
mm-hmm,
for 10
mm-hmm,
days.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
all those 10 days, I'll think. एक दिन मैं उसके बारे में सोचूंगी कि मेरे ये क्वेश्चन का ऐसा आंसर दिया. So how much a person is reliable, and that's a
Mm-hmm.
catch.
Okay, I see.
That's a catch. Then after 10 days, once again you start this particular journey
Mm,
with little bit of better questions.
mm, mm,
Then you
mm,
will see that deduction policy starts working for you.
mm.
I cannot talk to these two because you are not getting confidence.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
this, and then ultimately you will get into that particular part of the pyramid where you will be having 4 or 5 people
Mm,
around you who will be
mm,
always thinking good for you.
I see. So you
Irrespective
should.
of your, पता है तुम लोगों के लिए प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि आज तुम्हारे पास बहुत अच्छा फ्रेंड है. वो
Mm.
तब तक फ्रेंड रहेगा जो आपका टेक केयर करेगा जब तक आपके 2 पब्लिकेशंस नहीं होते. पहला पब्लिकेशन आया तो उनका बोलना थोड़ा, दूसरा पब्लिकेशन हुआ तो बोलना बंद हो जाएगा, तीसरा पब्लिकेशन हुआ तो दे विल स्टार्ट टेलिंग ऑल योर थिंग्स व्हाट यू हैव डन, कि हम लोग वहां पे जाने के वो तो वैसा बोलता था. This is a tag. You should
Mm.
not share something which is
Personal.
deep inside your heart.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because you never know कि वो कब के लिए वेपन बन जाए, किसके लिए.
Mm,
और
mm,
मेंटोर्स के साथ हमेशा अपने साइंटिफिक चीजों को लेकर के बात करो,
mm.
पर्सनल चीजों को लेकर के.
Come
you
back.
you will come to know you can be personal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
फ्रेंड्स के लिए भी मैं वही बोलूंगी, सीनियर्स
Uh-huh.
के लिए भी वही बोलूंगी. और
Uh,
कोई तुम्हारा गला करना नहीं चाहता है, याद
that's
रखना,
true.
until and unless you are giving something to them.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
But
I take this as a good advice.
once again, Daddy, I'm surrounded by people in Gujarat University, in MS University. They are all big people.
Yeah, yeah,
जिन्होंने मुझे हेल्प किया है
yeah, yeah, yeah.
PhD किसी भी चीज में. आज के तारीख में मेरे फैमिली प्रॉब्लम्स में भी
Yeah,
मुझे
yeah.
जानते थे नहीं जानते थे, उन्होंने
Really.
बहुत होल हार्टेडली मुझे सपोर्ट किया.
I see. Yeah, that's important. That's important. Yeah, yeah. So, now I would like to ask you that since you finished your PhD and then now, like, what did you think next? That okay, I'll finish my PhD, or let's say when you are submitting your thesis and you have your defense, and what do you think that okay, what do I do next? Like, or did you already plan that I will get a professorship? I'm sure you tried so many things after your PhD as well. I remember once you telling me, but like what were the thoughts of your mind that अब मैं क्या करूंगी ये तो कर
So
लिया
when you kill 2000 mice, and that normally happens to PhD student, research
Mhm.
scholar,
Yeah, yeah.
एक पॉइंट आता है जब सब सोचते हैं हम तो एडवेंचर में निकल जाएंगे,
Uh-huh.
हम थोड़ा योगा करेंगे 6 महीने, हम दुनिया देखेंगे बिकॉज वी आर डन विद research kind of thing.
PhD.
Yeah, it's all, kind of world winter, and the same thing happened with me. अरे
Uh-huh.
मैंने तो 2000 माइस मार दिए, and now it's a time to get away from all those research.
Hmm.
I want to be a very sane kind of person, and let me start working with some popularization, science popularization.
Uh,
I want to share.
hmm.
I want to make people strong,
Hmm. Hmm.
who will be going for advanced research and something.
Yeah,
ऐसा कुछ
yeah.
काम करते हैं, साइंस को पॉपुलराइज करते हैं.
Hmm.
Fortunately, Gujarat Council of Science
Science
City.
communication.
Yeah, exactly. Narottam Sahu, who is an advisor of Guj Coast, he was my
Currently.
mentor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Senior research fellow, DBT DST sponsor project.
Uh-huh.
ठीक है,
Uh-huh.
वहां पे जाकर के पॉपुलराइजेशन हो रहा था.
Hmm.
तो that was, I got the job.
Hmm. Hmm.
The day I got my degree, the next day I joined the job. मतलब उससे
Mm-hmm.
पहले मैंने तैयारी स्टार्ट कर दी थी.
I see.
और वो सब मैं वो साइंस पॉपुलराइजेशन के लिए ही जो है मैं इंटरव्यू दे रही थी.
Hmm. Hmm.
ठीक है, क्योंकि पीएचडी के बाद मेरी मम्मी ने एक वर्ड बोला था द डे आई फिनिश माय पीएचडी.
Mm-hmm.
See, I told you that we will be giving you 4 years to complete all those things, and then you have to get married.
Okay.
Right? Typical lady, Indian lady done. मैंने कहा मैरिज तो बहुत अच्छा प्रपोजल है. I get married to a person who is doing postdoc in America or UK. I can
Yeah.
move. How the brain works, it's not a sometimes.
Work
Yeah,
somewhere like.
that's not good, but I have to search. You start searching and this and that. एक side ये था, दूसरे side science popularization था.
Hmm.
Then after 1 month of joining to Gujarat Council of Science City, I met 2-3 eminent researcher. The researcher used to come at that time. ये बाहर
Yeah.
का है, इन सब से आते थे. They used to be very big, head of the department,
Yeah.
vice
Yeah.
chancellors and all other things, IITs
Mm.
वगैरह. So it was a common practice, day
Yeah.
in, day out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
One of them told me, Devjani, what you are doing here?
Yeah.
You are wasting your time. Go and get out of this particular place and start doing something.
Hmm. Hmm.
इतने
Hmm.
सारे positions है, आप कुछ करो.
Hmm.
So that actually, फिर से वो मेरा ग्राफ थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे होता है. So that
Hmm.
once again, the time when I started applying for my postdoc,
Hmm.
assistant professor, different places, India and abroad.
Yeah.
Within 2-3 months, I got my first interview call from CCMB
Mm-hmm.
postdoc. The topic was very much decided. Electron microscopy of this thing, membrane,
Oh.
particularly mitochondria,
Wow.
in case of ochratoxicosis. Once again, ochratoxin.
Wow.
The SOP got selected.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Now, another interview, I got it simultaneously. So May 3rd, I was having interview in CCMB, and May 5th, I was having interview
Mm-hmm.
in Charotar Vidya Mandal, ADIT Engineering College.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
At that time, ADIT Engineering College was a well-known engineering college, food technology department.
I see.
Yeah, so 3 and 5. So I reached, and in our life, being a middle class family, people getting into flight and all
It's
other,
it's first thing.
because I was earning something in Gujarat Council of Science City, and it was good.
Yeah. I
I had
you could
my
afford.
my flight tickets and I reached to CCMB the day before of my interview. I went to
Mm-hmm.
CCMB. Initially, the written exam got cleared, and then next day I was having interview,
Mm-hmm.
got cleared, and then the final round of interview on May 5th.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you remember the day?
May 5th.
Today is May 5th.
And May 5th, I was having interview,
Uh-huh.
this thing. So, like, I was decided that, of course, forget this and let it be CCMB.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get it because ochratoxin and somewhere something was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, on May 4th, I got a call in afternoon from my mother
Mm-hmm.
that you did your PhD,
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine. But I was sick, and you also told that you are going to get married. So, once again, postdoc, this is not going to help us out.
Mm-hmm.
First negative remark I got. Luckily, the interview was postponed to May 7th. So I
Oh.
thought, okay, let me go, let me try Anand,
Uh,
ADIT,
देख
and
क्या
I'll come back.
हाँ.
Yes, because at that time I was having money to, play with.
हम्म.
So उन्होंने कहा कि ठीक है मैनेज कर लूंगी आते वक्त ट्रेन से आ जाऊंगी कैसे भी
जाने का फ्लाइट से.
So May 4th night, I took my flight after this particular discussion and postponing of the things.
हम्म.
बाकी सब जो है वहीं पे कैंडिडेट्स रह गए थे जो 5-6 सिलेक्टेड थे आई केम बैक एंड देन इट वाज लाइक कि मे 4th को मैं बहुत रात को पहुंची मे 5th को मैं आई वेंट इंटरव्यू हैपेंड in that particular interview, large many people were there, even Datta Madanwar sir and all those SP University. They asked me questions. And there the chairman told that we will give appointment letter, but decision has to be taken care of with 4 increments as assistant professor. पता पड़ रहा है 4 increments assistant professor, and that was the only university at that time who was paying 6th pay. पैम्पर होना चाहते हो तो लोग करते भी हैं. तो मैंने बाहर आकर के सबसे पहले मुझे वो कॉलेज दिखाने ले गए. तो दे गॉट अ कॉल फ्रॉम चेयरमैन and the chairman told ke Devjani will not go to ADIT, she will be going to Aribas because we think that she is fit for PG student because as I taught Shiyusha mein itne saal I was having that capacity and caliber to teach and she will develop the R&D wing in Aribas, will be given a chance if she can do. And I was like कि वहाँ पे और एक पॉजिटिव फीडबैक थोड़ा मिला जो सीसीएमबी के लिए और नेगेटिव हो गया. So that was the time I catch someone, I was not knowing anyone, but I catch one assistant professor and I told सैलरी कितना देते हैं. ये सीसीएमबी की सैलरी तो मुझे पता है इसकी सैलरी कितना देते हैं. 6 पे बोल तो रहे बट इट शुड नॉट बी काइंड ऑफ कि बोला कुछ बोले. नो मैडम, here the salary structure is very good. You will be getting pay slip and permanent this thing. Grade भी होते हैं सारे and you will be getting fast this thing. तो वो CCMB और इस सैलरी में कुछ 5,500 का डिफरेंस था. But then I thought कि पैसा important होता है. Money is important in your life. And I
That's why I came here, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. But I never went back to CCMB. Now there is a catch. I think that was a wrong decision.
You should have gone for a postdoc.
So gone for CCMB postdoc.
I see.
So there ये पैसा हमेशा कुछ नहीं होता.
Yeah, I understand that.
I came to know in 2017 and that never stopped me joining MS University. And believe me, MS University was a place, where I got maximum, you can say knowledge product.
I see. So पैसा सब कुछ नहीं होता है again.
पैसा कुछ नहीं होता.
I see.
Somewhere it's, so if you talk about my journey, I got that job as an assistant professor, four
Mhm.
increments.
Mhm.
I got placed to leave, lots of
Mhm.
responsibilities. The
Mhm.
first ICMR project, Indian Council of Medical
Mhm.
Research ka
Mhm.
project as a
Mhm.
PI in
Mhm.
2010,
Mhm.
within 1.5 year ka tenure.
Mhm. I see.
AMR, National Surveillance First,
I
right?
see.
Yes. And I have never done anything on AMR. And when
Mm.
I went for the selection process, I saw scientist D, scientist D, ICMR,
Mm.
ICMR, ICMR. How
Mm.
come I'm
Mm.
here?
Mm.
You know? But only thing is I clicked because they asked me few questions which were kind of फील्ड में ही होता है वो जब तक इंसान घुसता नहीं है ना
तब तक
तब तक
नहीं समझ
करता
में।
नहीं और मैंने 1.5 साल में एक दो डेजर्टेशन ऐसे किए थे जिसमें मुझे पता पड़ा था वो फील्ड में क्या है
Mm.
जैसे वन ऑफ द बैक्टीरिया एंटेरोबैक्टर क्लोकी
Mm.
जो वर्ल्ड को पता ही नहीं था दैट वी वर गेटिंग फ्रॉम करम सर एंड यस्टरडे आल्सो वी हैड अ प्रेजेंटेशन आई टोल्ड टू सिद्धि
Uh-huh.
Enterobacter cloacae you are not going to get anywhere. It's that particular zone where you
Only
get that
Karam sir.
Enterobacter cloacae and Enterobacter hormati completely XDR PDR.
Oh.
So those were certain things, the feedback and all other things. So I was 1 out of 10 who was awarded with that particular project, ICMR,
Really good.
AMR.
Really
And
good.
then I started doing and I started enjoying
Yeah.
whatever.
So,
Both
of course. So,
education and politics.
I think it goes hand by hand, even here, India, anywhere. But I have seen this that that you have to deal with things. You cannot just focus on research. You have to deal
No
with
one, no one,
other
no
things. You cannot be like I am focused in research and science. No, it everybody will
one.
kill you, eat you up. That's true. So,
जितना पिटोगे उतना अच्छा मतलब
yeah.
जब वो सोना चमकेगा बड़े बुजुर्ग बोल गए हैं सही भी है
Yeah,
but you
yeah,
have to be honest
yeah.
you can
That's
come
true.
out with any sort of thing you have to be honest with yourself
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
cannot trust anyone
that's true.
because you cannot trust yourself also
Yeah,
हम
yeah,
लोग
yeah.
सुबह उठ करके क्या सोच करके जाते हैं हम किसी की बुराई नहीं करेंगे किसी के बारे में बुरा नहीं बोलेंगे हम अपने
Mm-hmm.
काम से काम रखेंगे
Mm.
जब the time you step in some problem will come and the first statement may be pura for someone.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
cannot trust yourself. How come you can trust? So these are certain things, which I have
I understand.
seen and
Certainly.
understood.
Yeah, yeah. So since you mentioned about getting married and your mom telling you, so how did you deal with that situation? First of all, when did you get married in this process? And also the second question is that, like, what challenges do you see as a female PI or women in STEM? I want to ask that, like, how did you take this transition, getting married, then being a mother, and also being a full-time PI? How did you manage everything? So could you just, because I'm sure there are so many women and so many women right now also in masters who face this problem that maybe they don't get a chance of exploring, or maybe after their PhD they don't get chance to explore, or somewhere I don't know. So I just want to ask you that, since you became a PI, and so how did you manage everything, and what advice would you like to give to people in that
There,
phase?
there also, first of all, I'll tell you that all of you should get married.
Yeah, of course.
आप भी बड़ा कर लो
uh,
और उसको consistent रखना है
mhm,
क्योंकि
mhm,
after some point of time you will understand that the one who is with you for 24 hours
mm.
is the one who understands you
That's true.
and he is the best guide
Yeah, yeah,
because he
yeah.
is of your generation, right?
Uh-huh,
He
uh-huh.
will understand you better than that of your parents.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So my marriage happened was as my husband is from defense, you
mm-hmm,
know,
mm-hmm,
uh, and as I was in KV, I have always seen my friends' parents, all those,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
kind of dressed up properly, defense.
So you always fantasize that.
Yes, I was having that particular thing that I'll get married to a defense personnel. If not, any postdoc in America or UK, because now I can manage myself. So that particular lust came in.
Yeah, yeah,
But
that's
yes,
true.
now, yeah, and mine was arranged marriage. So I saw that many boys, but my husband was the only boy who came alone. Like a
I
true
don't.
soldier.
Nobody.
पसंद आया तो होगा, नहीं आया तो नहीं होगा, डिसीजन जो है 5 मिनट का काम होता है.
Oh, मैं हूँगा, not my family, not my parents. It's me. I'm
And he
standing.
was like, I'm not a researcher, I don't know science, I don't deal with science.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we are not going to stay together, we have to stay alone.
yeah.
I will be serving somewhere. At that time, he was posted in Kutch,
Oh.
border area, Nalia,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in Anand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
मैंने बदमाशी की वहाँ पे. There. I was like, okay, you stay away, I'll be managing my career.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was an understanding.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But that understanding, was like that suddenly we started realizing that, when we are married,
Mm.
we should stay together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But all the time, for next 10 years, he was hoping from Nalia to
Mm.
Delhi
Mm.
to Bihar,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
my father getting sick, my
Mm.
mother-in-law getting
Oh my
sick.
God.
2010, I got my ICMR project.
Mm-hmm.
2010, I got
Mm-hmm.
married. 2011, June, my project, the money got sanctioned.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, January 2012, my instruments were getting, you know,
Bad.
installed.
Installed. Okay. So you were
Yeah,
starting your lab now, you have
exactly.
grant and everything.
Late marriage but early child. So
Uh-huh.
I remember being a PI once upon a time as my husband, he was somewhere else. At
Mm-hmm.
that time also he was in touch only.
Mm-hmm.
My parents were not there. My 3 months ka kid was with me. Three
Oh
months
my
ka
God.
kid. And I was installing Jildo,
Oh,
keeping my kid in my hand at
kid in
8
your.
o'clock.
Oh my God.
But always, I told you that I was surrounded by fortunate people. At
Yeah.
that time, I was having my students,
Uh-huh.
my PhD student, my dissertation student with me to take care of me and my kid.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's so sweet.
That's the strength I had.
Yeah, yeah,
When nobody was there, it was all about my student, for which I was there.
yeah, yeah.
I learned so many things from them that challenges will come. It's not only your guide or
Yeah,
mentor will save you. Sometimes your students do save you.
yeah,
And
that's
with
true.
one kind of this thinking, ma'am, we will do. Ma'am, we will do.
Yeah,
Have trust on us.
yeah.
Next 6 months, maternity leave, these students, they used to visit, they used to come. They used to come as I was staying in the campus,
Mm-hmm.
my balcony and my lab, like my bedroom balcony and lab.
Yeah, yeah.
I can see and I can. That was the thing,
I
right?
see. I
It
see.
was near about 300 or 400 meters away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
it
yeah.
was very big and very huge. And
Mm-hmm.
I was
Mm-hmm.
given this thing. So I used to see that lights are on. And
Somebody
sometimes,
is there.
I go at 8 o'clock and still, people are doing protein purification and all.
Mm.
So they were there. I
Mm.
managed. I managed. Not only I manage alone. Not only, we manage.
Yeah,
My entire community helped me to manage.
yeah, that's true.
I selected. I got few good faculties with me who always used to tell, that ये हो गया ये करो ये हो गया ये करो.
Mm, mm, mm,
So that was there.
mm.
So
You see.
I manage. You have to manage. You have got that much of.
Of
You
course.
are dealing with someone's life. You have got PhD students. You
Yeah,
have got dissertation students.
yeah,
They
yeah.
are your responsibilities. They are not your liabilities. I
That's
am
true.
answerable to no one. I am answerable to God.
Yes, that's true.
So always
Second.
I have taken all the things in that way, and somehow it happened.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I would like to ask you two last questions, really, really quick. So how do you envision yourself in next 10 years or till you retire? How where do you envision yourself?
This question was asked to me in 2016, like when I got my God of Puraskar and
Uh-huh.
an interview was happening, and I just want to live. I just want to live a good life. I want to be happy at the end of
That's
the day.
important.
I'll be very happy, if a person around me are happy and they are talking good about me.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
things will happen.
yeah,
The God will help you, to get your things.
yeah.
Nobody can stop you. I see myself, if you talk about me, 2016 was the time when I was supposed to be promoted for next level associate professor.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
One phone came from my kid's school that your kid is not able to talk properly even though he is in nursery. In house, he was very good. He was doing everything. And really, when I went to school, he was not able to express himself. तो वहाँ पे मुझे टोट मार दिया था किसी ने कि आप इतने लोगों का काउंसलिंग करते हो, आप अपने बेटे का करो. तो
mm-hmm,
मुझे लगा था धैर्य मेरे बेटे को काउंसलिंग करना पड़ेगा. नहीं,
mm-hmm.
का काउंसलिंग करना पड़ेगा because I'm not able to give him that much time.
I
Still,
see.
my husband is in defense and this thing. After 1 month, I resigned. I resigned.
Mm-hmm.
I resigned because I was having. I'll take up research once again. I'll be applying for ROSA. Devjani ma'am was there to help me out,
Yeah.
and then I was knowing that what I'm going to do, or maybe postdoc or something. Once again, I cleared 2 3 GPSC exam, and
Yeah.
somewhere I was having something. Okay, I'll manage. I'll do.
Yeah. You told me.
But I never thought. My chairman told that you take lien for 6 months. आपको मिल गया तो आप चले जाना. ऐसा क्यों?
हाँ.
मैंने कहा नहीं, ज्यादा सोचती नहीं हूँ. You know, I
छोड़ूंगी
don't
नहीं
think
तो
that.
डरूंगी नहीं.
ज्यादा नहीं. बहुत सोच में पड़े रहेंगे तो होगा नहीं.
होगा नहीं.
And I was the happiest person in MS University,
Mm-hmm,
irrespective of money, irrespective of the things.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
there I came to know कि डिपार्टमेंट में आपका रोल क्या है.
mm-hmm,
बेडेकर सर और जो है आचार्य सर,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
मुझे 1 महीने तक सेम लगे थे
mm-hmm.
बिकॉज अब दोनों का अपीयरेंस सेम है. आप
बट
उनको
वो
पीछे
बहुत
से
अलग है दोनों.
आई डोंट नो ये लगा था. राइट. द चैलेंजेस देयर वाज कि आई वाज गिवन अ टास्क कि आप फैकल्टीज को टाइम स्लॉट में रखो, एंड आई केम टू नो दीज फैकल्टीज आर very big personalities.
Yeah, yeah,
They even don't know me.
yeah, yeah,
But in my 4 years का tenure, nobody has told no.
yeah,
मैंने
yeah,
8 बजे का क्लास बोला है, मैंने
yeah,
3 बजे का बोला है. Everybody has told okay.
yeah.
With one particular faith that if I am doing, I am doing something thinking of.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Internet connection problem. Oops. मैम आपका मैम your video has stopped. Siddhi, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you, but ma'am, internet is went.
Yeah, ma'am's internet. So we just wait for her. I just have
Yeah, yeah,
one last
sure, sure.
question and then we end. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, sure, definitely.
yeah. Okay, so I think I will post the feedback form link on the YouTube so that our participants can actually grab. Okay, here I am.
sorry. I'm so
No
sorry.
problem. No
Then,
problem. No problem.
yeah, so that's what like here I want to tell you is that I got an opportunity in GSFC University as an associate professor, as an
Hmm.
associate dean. Few good things are waiting. Like I may give you few good news within a week or two, and I'll be associated with the university. I'm trying to establish R&D sector here. I'm
Hmm.
looking for international collaborations to. I'm the coordinator of
Sure.
R&D cell GSFC University.
Sure.
I'm dealing with lots of policies, seed fund policies for faculties and their development.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I'm putting my hard effort, but seeing all the things, I think that I can do good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So one last question, and we almost end. It's already like almost 2 hours. I told you.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that we still have participants stick with us. They stick with us. They listen you. So that's more important. Okay. So the one last question I would like to ask you is that what, as per you, is the best discovery of science? Could be anything.
Best,
Best
best
discovery or invention or whatever in science.
in science,
Yeah.
discovery of HCl,
Discovery of
understanding the HCl, hydrochloric acid.
understanding the molecule, you mean?
You want to know that what is the best discovery which has happened in
Yes.
science?
Yes.
Discovery of an acid, HCl.
And why?
Bronsted-Lowry theory,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
H positive and Cl negative. Positive and negative,
I
Your
see.
experiments get started with HCl. Without HCl or
You cannot.
NaOH, your experiment cannot get started.
No, no, you cannot. Yes.
Who has discovered that we know? But
Yeah.
really, how come? In what sense?
Mm. I see.
Getting deep into the things.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the best discovery. It's
Yeah.
about, you are in PhD.
Yeah.
Hats off to your PI. Hats off to your mentor.
Yeah.
But we should never forget, the first teacher who has taught us somewhere in fifth or sixth
Yeah.
that
That's true.
acid में Cl, CH3O, COH होता है.
Hmm. Hmm.
So if you go down to your lane, I'll not tell that this is big and this is
Yeah.
small.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
particular portion may be
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
best
Yeah.
discovery, what I can correlate with my subject.
Yeah. 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 That's true. So we have one question, one last question. I'm sorry, from one of the participants, and she is asking that what if we are stuck with career choice, and now we want to change it? What are the best option if you don't want to do a PhD or something like that? If you don't want to do a PhD, then where should you go? And she says that she was stuck for some time somewhere, maybe her personal life or something like that.
Okay. So one thing I want to tell you is that if someone has thought for PhD,
Mm-hmm.
then the person is being inherited with some sort of research approach. वो
Mm-hmm.
कभी ना कभी तो वो रिसर्च के साइड जाएगा ही.
नहीं उसने ऐसा बोला कि उसको
Anyway,
नहीं करनी है पीएचडी.
अभी बोल रहे हैं नहीं है, आगे वही लोग 10 साल बाद करने की कोशिश करेंगे.
तो
ज्यादा
करना
सोचना
चाहिए.
नहीं होता है. ज्यादा सोचना नहीं होता है.
Mm-hmm.
उसमें एक ही चीज है, जो पैसा दे रहा है मार्केट से और
Mm-hmm.
आप जिसमें घुस पा रहे हो
Mm-hmm.
उसको लो.
I see.
If industry is paying you, then you should take.
Yeah.
Taking care of it, you are going to balance your life,
Mm-hmm.
industry and your life.
I
वहां
see.
पे जाकर के it should not be a question mark. No,
Yeah.
I don't want to work in industry. What should I do now?
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you don't want to do your PhD,
Yeah.
you can join industry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Once you join industry, look for the opportunities
Mm-hmm.
और
Mm-hmm.
क्या क्या एग्जाम्स है
I
और
see.
क्या क्या पढ़ाई हो सकती है.
Mm-hmm.
Can a project management degree can help you
Mm-hmm.
to get a good job? Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it can help you to get a good job.
Yeah.
Will
Yeah.
you give security?
Yeah.
It depends. आप
Mm-hmm.
लाख रुपए का काम करोगे, you will be secured. आप 3 लाख का काम करने जाओगे, you will be not secure, क्योंकि ऊपर का माला सबसे जो है हिला हुआ होता है,
Yeah.
राइट?
Yeah.
जब पेड़ मतलब स्टॉर्म के वक्त जो है निकल जाते हैं, तो ऊपर सब जो लूज टहनियां है वो हमेशा पहले टूटते हैं. तो आपकी जितनी ज्यादा हाई होगी उतना आपका जो है वजूद क्या है, लूज है, बिकॉज यू विल बी सराउंडेड विद many of questions, you know.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
better, you know, you decide what you want to do. You want to do a job, you want to do an MBA, you want to have this particular subject with you,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
want to
Mm-hmm.
change. I have
Mm-hmm.
changed. When I came to know that an idea is not going to help me out, I have changed myself.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not meant for that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's not that much tough, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not that much disheartening. And let
Mm-hmm.
me tell you, a PhD is not the end of the world.
Yeah. That's
That is
true.
just the beginning of the world, right?
Mm. Mm.
I
Mm.
can show you lots of people with MSc having, you know, quite a good number of patents in a
Yeah.
company,
Yeah.
working in various industries, and they
Yeah.
are very happy. They
Yeah.
are also
Yeah.
having big houses, big, better livelihood than us.
Yeah. No, no. I know a lady. She's an editor of Nature. Her name is Subra Priyadarshini, and
Okay.
and she was invited to one of a very big conference. Since she's editor of Nature, so on the poster it was written she's Dr. Subra Priyadarshini, and when she was addressed in the conference, everybody said that Dr. Subra Priyadarshini, please come up and give your talk. And then she started with her speech saying that I am a Nature editor, but I have never done a PhD.
Yes. Yes.
So please, I am not a doctor, so please don't call me doctor. Just call me Subra. And
You
I
know,
was like,
yeah.
she can do it.
Yeah, very, very nice. You know, the same story goes with the lady who discovered vaccine. You know, she was thrown
Uh-huh.
out from one of the eminent university of
Yes.
America.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
and you know, she joined some German institute, and then
Yeah.
she was hoping, and she came up with that COVID vaccine, the
Yeah.
RNA
Yeah.
factor, you know, and she
Yes.
got the Nobel Prize in
Yeah.
2019. मैं
Yeah.
नाम भूल रही हूँ. I'm very sorry for that. She was not a doctorate.
No, no,
How
no,
she
no.
struggled. She was given doctorate, you know, like not for her
Honorary,
thesis but for her but
honorary doctor, like
honorary doctorate. So
exactly, exactly.
डॉक्टरेट का कोई मायने नहीं होता है.
Yeah,
मैं
that's
आपको
true.
बता दूं, मेरे से
Yeah.
ज्यादा मेरे घर के लोग, my own husband who is not of science is much more logical than me. तो
Yeah,
ये
sometimes.
बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. आपका लॉजिक, आपका अप्रोच आपको ऊपर तक ले जाता
Yeah,
है.
yeah, yeah,
एजुकेशन इज वन ऑफ द, यू नो, यू कैन से सपोर्ट सिस्टम होता है आपके लिए.
yeah, yeah,
पीएचडी
yeah,
रिसर्च आपका इंटरेस्ट होता है,
yeah,
आपका जो है टारगेट नहीं है. दैट इज योर
yeah,
इंटरेस्ट, यू नो, टू
yeah,
रीच टू
yeah,
दैट पर्टिकुलर टारगेट.
yeah,
फिक्स योर टारगेट, स्टार्ट एक्टिंग ऑन इट. शाम को जो है एक गेम
yeah,
खेला करो,
yeah,
स्पोर्ट्स
yeah,
खेला करो. That tell to everyone. With
yeah,
due diligence, play a sport. Badminton हुआ, कुछ भी हुआ, that is going
yeah,
to change your, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
introspection. You will be not surrounded with so many questions. You will
yeah,
strike hard. This I
yeah.
want to do. अगर आप मैनेजमेंट पढ़ते हो तो आपके बॉडी स्ट्रक्चर को
Mm-hmm,
भी उसी तरीके से बनाओ
mm-hmm,
कि
mm-hmm.
हाँ, like, कल अगर मुझे किसी कंपनी में मिलता है तो आई शुड बी हैविंग दिस काइंड ऑफ प्रेजेंटेबल things with me. You know, I
Yeah,
should be good with English. I should be good with my body
yeah,
language.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's the questions like to do or not to change.
yeah,
Always you can do it.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I think we are almost like 2 hours, so our participants are also quite tired. So I would
No, no,
like to
no, it's
end.
fine.
Yeah, I would
Well,
definitely
मैं ना
invite you
वो
once again.
सिद्धि ने मुझे वो देवर्षि मैडम वाला बताया था. So I saw, you know, because
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes
She
she
was
shares
also
what,
quite motivating. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So
So
like
yes,
you are doing good. I do understand. You all are putting hard effort and hard
yeah,
time
yeah,
to
yeah.
listen to this.
I would surely request you to also encourage students, to get engaged with this type of activities and also listen the speakers. Like till now, we have invited uh, Devarshi ma'am. We also invited Ratika ma'am, Ratika Srivastava, and then we also invited Parth Pandya. And upcoming talk is with Dr. Pushpendra Singh from ICMR.
Pushpendra Singh, I like to join him.
Definitely, I will send you an
Yeah,
invite.
he
Yeah,
is one of the mentor. Once again, I can tell you,
yeah, yeah.
a complete positive person. No
Yes,
negativity in him.
that's true.
He can make anybody anything. With
Yes,
his words and with his approach and with
yeah,
his,
he
you
is
know.
super good. And then
So
we are also approaching A.V. Ramachandran, sir, Professor A.V.
okay,
Ramachandran. So
okay.
we are in, and then we have one from GBU as well, Dr. Jagat Rathore. And so we are moving in later. We are also planning to invite few faculties from NCBS and IISs. So finger crossed.
नहीं नहीं धैर्य मैं तुम्हें बता दूं स्टूडेंट को सीखना चाहिए
Yeah,
एक स्टेटमेंट है ना कि हमारे पास जो है हम उसी को लेकर के चलते हैं
yeah,
उसी पे इन्वेस्ट करते हैं तो
yeah,
मेरे पास एमएसयू है एमएसयू के फैकल्टीज है
yeah,
and
yeah,
when I'm not feeling good
yeah,
I'll just wake some time 5 minutes you can give and I'll go to someone's lab and I'll just listen
yeah,
to get
yeah,
that
yeah,
positivity from them I'm that kind तो of course
yeah,
हमारी
yeah.
सारी बातें पॉजिटिव नहीं होंगी अप्रोचेबल नहीं होंगे
Mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm.
Pushpendra sir and all other thing they are you know gem of
Yeah,
a person
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
and we are
So
fortunate that we are having little human within us
that's true.
so
Okay.
thanks to everyone thank you to
Thank you
everyone
so much, ma'am, again for accepting my invite on the first saying itself. And thank you so much for coming, motivating students. I would definitely like to invite you again in future, maybe on some different aspect, on some different topic. But this
sure
was really good. We had more than 100 participants today to listen
next
you.
time
So,
next time if you invite me
uh-huh.
then I'll ask few questions to you all regarding the challenges AMR the genetic mobile element and I'll have a deep dive for scientific innovations
Sure,
right
sure. We can do that
yeah
definitely. Yeah.
so no just I'm telling you that every time I cannot repeat my old stories and all other
No, no, we will do
yeah
something new.
so
Something different always. It was
yeah
very good to listen your stories. I think everybody enjoyed.
thank you so
Thank you
much
so much,
yeah,
ma'am, for motivating us. And I take a lot of advice. I took so much pointers from you, and I would take care of them in my PhD.
wish
Where
you
to talk, what
wish
to
you
talk.
best best wishes to you all
Thank you so much.
खुद पे भी ट्रस्ट मत करो किसी पे मत करो खुद के इम्पोर्टेंट चीजें दूसरों के साथ शेयर मत करो
Yes, I
जगह
take
देख
those
के
words.
बात किया करो ठीक है पैसा सब कुछ नहीं है लेकिन कभी कभार बनाना पड़ता है और सबके साथ अच्छा होता है
Yes,
इट्स
thank
अ
you so
टाइम
much.
व्हिच इज अ चैलेंज फ्यूचर इज ब्राइट फॉर एवरीवन
Thank you
हैव
so
टू बी
much.
वेरी ऑनेस्ट
Thank you
या
so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for motivating everybody. And then I tell bye to you first of all, and also bye to our audience. Thanks for sticking with us all the way for 2 hours. So
बाय बाय
yep,
एवरीवन
bye, ma'am. Thank you so much.